And the fact that the evil dummy gave Rush Limbaugh a medal, it's a bogus medal. You didn't win anything. You didn't do anything. You weren't in any competition. You just received a medal from the evil dummy because he likes the way you have supported him. So he gave you a medal. Of course, Rush Limbaugh can't hear me anymore, but I just remembered that he gave him a medal. Anyway, if you want to hear more of this nonsense, stick around. We'll be right back right after this.
And now, without further ado, the man we've all been waiting for, T-Jam D. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Hey, before we went to break, what I was talking about is COVID is because we've had these variants in the news and people saying, are we going to have to take a third shot if we've been vaccinated with I forget which one of the drug companies have the 2-shot vaccine, but some people were asking if we had to take a third shot, and I thought the answer was no. I thought I seen Fauci, Dr. Fauci on TV saying that you're not going to have to, but keep your ears open because sometimes they change. Like at the beginning of the pandemic, they were saying we don't need to wear a mask. But then as it went on, they changed that and it was like, yes, it'd be a good idea if we wore masks. So sometimes when things continue, they think it was going to die down. It didn't. So they start having us wear masks. Right now, and I think I heard Dr. Fauci say we don't need to take another shot of vaccine. Those of you who've been vaccinated. But what I was saying is if you are elderly or have a compromised immune system, you need to be vaccinated. I don't care which side of the aisle you stand on, as politically speaking. This is about science. It's not about politics. Like I said, the virus doesn't care. If you are supporting Republicans or Democrats, it'll get you and kill you if you are someone who has a compromised immune system. So don't let yourself be fooled and caught and die. Your body, if you had some health issues, then you should get vaccinated. I know you're worried about side effects of the vaccine and having a reaction. A lot of people have a reaction. Doesn't mean you're going to die from the vaccine. The media, especially the right-wing media, the only reason they're doing this is because the vaccine wasn't administered under Trump. The vaccine was if the vaccine was administered under Trump, they would be saying the opposite of what they're saying now. They'd be saying the vaccine is great. This is the best thing that's ever happened to the United States, and we got to give all the credit in the world to the evil dummy, President Evil Dummy. So get this vaccine and live a happy life. But because the vaccine is being administered under Biden, they're trying to discourage you from getting it. So we can't make this political. I had a conversation with a young lady not last week where she was still skeptic, and I don't mean skeptic like I was skeptic of the vaccine, but that's because the speed in which it was developed. Usually it takes them years to come up with a vaccine for anything, and then they keep modifying the vaccine when they get more information and studies and tests. You know what I'm saying? They change it a little bit and make it a little bit better and more effective. With this vaccine, they didn't have a lot of time. We were in lockdown. They were working on it. And then they come up with the vaccine. It was like 8 or 9 months after COVID had hit. Now it's been, over a year. Year and a half now. We're in July, almost in August. And we're still dealing with COVID. And I was in a conversation last week with a young lady who was telling me, so nobody has died from the flu now. I was like, yeah, sure, people have died from the flu. The media is just not talking about the flu. They've never talked about the flu anyway. When's the last, before COVID, even before COVID hit, when's the last time you heard someone on the news talking about the flu killing people? Yes, the flu kills people every year, but that is a lot less people than COVID. Believe it, it's less people. Okay, people still die from the flu. Yes, they do. But the media is so overwhelmed with the effects of COVID that they're not mentioning the flu. We've had the flu for hundreds of years. And they've given flu shots every year. They're putting flu shots out there every year. So no one's forgotten about the flu. It's just not mentioning it as much because of COVID. So until we get COVID under control, they're not going to be talking about the flu. I mean, this person that I'm talking about, that I had a conversation with, she's not a dummy. She seems like a dummy to me a lot of times, but she's not a dummy. She's an intelligent person. The problem with her is she's not 100% sane. Okay, she's talking about what about the flu? Nobody talks about the flu. Yeah, the flu's not as big as a problem as COVID. It doesn't kill 500,000 people a year, the flu, and they do have a vaccine. They do give you offer flu vaccines every year. So I don't know what the point that she was trying to make was. She has no point. And a lot of people who are thinking that COVID's a hoax, COVID's not serious, the media, it's not about the media. It's about science, okay? COVID is less deadly. I mean, more deadly than the flu. Okay, I was about to say it's less deadly than Ebola. Okay, Ebola killed only 3 people because Obama was very afraid of Ebola and as soon as he heard about it, before it was even in America, he got the doctors at the CDC and the scientists working on a plan before it even got here. Trump totally ignored COVID and acted like it wasn't a big deal. That was a mistake. He disbanded those same doctors and scientists that Obama had working on Ebola. Trump fired those guys. The evil dummy fired them. Okay, that's the dumb part of his title that I've given him, the evil dummy. He does a lot of things that are dumb. He's a dumb man. And the only reason we're still talking about the evil dummy is because he's still the leader of the Republican Party. He's still the leader. Okay, even though he's lost the presidency, claims he won the election, didn't win, but he doesn't give a damn about democracy. He'll destroy democracy to get back into power. He doesn't care about democracy, okay? He cares about power. He wants to be president, okay? He lost the presidency, fair and square. Okay, most Americans voted for Biden, and Trump lost. So he started setting up this whole rigged election thing before the election even happened. He said it when he won the election against Hillary, that it was rigged because he thought he was going to lose. He started saying it before the election results were in, that it was rigged, because he thought he was going to lose. He ended up winning. So then he looked stupid saying it was rigged. It wasn't rigged. You won, you dumbass. So I'm just trying to warn people this COVID thing isn't over, and it is more deadly, more contagious, and kills more people than the flu. Don't compare it to the flu. The flu's been around for 200 years, and they have vaccines. They offer you a vaccine every damn year for the flu. Okay? This strand of COVID that caused the pandemic was the first time anyone ever seen this. Doesn't matter if it came from China or where it came from. It's here and it's killing people. So don't fall victim to the rhetoric, or else you may fall victim to COVID because you believe in something that's nonsensical and just not true. It's just not true. There's a lot of people who didn't want to wear a mask who are talking about, you see these videos online of people who they refer to as Karens. It's usually a woman for whatever reason, but sometimes it's guys too. But a woman who goes into any public shopping place, a store of some type, and she's not wearing a mask. Usually these are older videos, because here in Ohio, even if you haven't been vaccinated, because they tell you, people who've been vaccinated don't have to wear a mask, but they don't check anyone anymore in Ohio. You can walk into a Walmart or any store not wearing a Speedway, gas station, anywhere, not wearing a mask, and pretty much no one will say something. There's still some people who do wear masks, but you don't have to wear a mask. And usually the people who didn't want to wear a mask will say they had some kind of health problems where they can't wear a mask. Now, that could be possible. It's a possibility that there's health problems, but here's the thing about that, what people don't seem to realize. Every store you go into is a private business. It doesn't matter if you have a health problem or not. They can kick you out of their business if they want to. Okay? You don't have the right to do whatever it is you want to do in a private business. Just because some of these private businesses are major conglomerates, like a Walmart or Target, Kroger's, or, Myers or Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot, anywhere you might go, a Pizza Hut, Burger King, what I'm saying. But most of the fast food places just only had the drive-thru open during the pandemic. And, so you probably can go inside now, a lot of them. But the point is, just because these chain stores are all over the country and it's a big corporation who owns the store, doesn't mean you have the right to go in there doing whatever you want. It's still a private business. It's not it's not the public library. It's a private business. We don't even have to be in a pandemic, actually, and they could tell you you have to wear a mask to come in the store. You can't say, you can say whatever you want, but they can still kick you out of the store. You understand it's a private business once you walk through those doors. Actually, when you come on their lot, you're on their property. That's a private business. Their objective is to make money, so they let everybody just come right in without hassling them. But it is a private business. They can make you either wear a mask or get out of their private business. It doesn't matter if you claim you have some kind of a health issue into where you can't wear a mask. Now, I don't usually say anything to anyone who says this. I've heard, only 3 or 4 people say, oh yeah, I had a health condition, I can't wear a mask. I'm usually thinking to myself whenever I hear someone say that, that's nonsense. You just don't want to wear a mask. That's garbage. You just don't want to wear a mask. And I don't care. That's why I'm not saying anything to them. I'm just telling you, I think that whenever I hear people say that's garbage. they just don't want to wear a mask. So